AI, of course, being used in all kinds of new ways. You may not have thought of this one, though. A Canadian company has been working on using AI in heating and cooling systems. BrainBox AI was acquired by Trane Technologies earlier this year, and it's now launched the BrainBox AI lab based in Montreal. Joining us to talk about this is Jean-Simon Venne, president and co-founder of BrainBox AI, a Trane Technologies company. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're going to have to give us some insight on how you use AI in heating and cooling. We think of it as something very physical and not necessarily something that AI could help with.
No, absolutely. And you have to first to understand that all of the equipment which are doing that, like air conditioning, cooling, and heating the building and making sure we are at a comfortable level, they do generate a lot of data. And so what we're doing is we're taking that data and we're using the capability of AI to give us the prediction of what will be happening in your building over the next few hours. So having this prediction, we know exactly how it's going to be a bit too hot, a bit too cold, and how much energy you're going to be spending to maintain the desired temperature in your building. So that prediction is then used to optimize the building in real time, so we could move from a reactive control to a preemptive control and shaving up to 25% of energy saving, and also generating a lot of emission reduction. So it's a bit like the movie Back to the Future. We have the capability to go in the future and see what's not working, and then we're coming back in the present and we're changing the present to build a better future. So okay, that's how we're using it.
You've given us a lot of information, so I want to parse it out a little bit more. Let's talk about an example, because I imagine it's a lot like the blinds, right? Where the blinds know when you want to get up, so they're going to come up and give you a lot of sunlight in the morning, and they know when you're going to bed, so they're going to come back down so you can sleep. But give me an example for an office building, for example, how it would work, how AI would help the heating and cooling in that building.
So we basically know that in the studio you're in right now, that in 2 hours it's going to be too hot. And it could be due to the outside weather or because of the different equipment that is in your studio. But we know that you're going to be suffering from a temperature which is abnormal way before it starts to happen. So we basically operate the equipment to make sure that that event of having a bit too hot temperature in your studio will not materialize, and you will stay at the comfort level all the time.
Yeah, that's important when you're in front of the lights all the time. Okay, we don't talk about greenhouse gas emissions very much in HVAC, but they do contribute. Can you explain how and how AI could help with that?
Well, when you're trying to save emission, you want to basically, of course, save the kilowatt or the quantity of cubic or meter of gas that you're consuming in any given time. But you also want to know, like, how is the kilowatt manufactured? Is the kilowatt that you're consuming right now in your building coming from a windmill or a coal power generation plant? So that information is computed in the AI, and we basically know that when should we save that kilowatt? And of course, the AI is making sure that we're saving it at the time where the electron and the kilowatt are not so green, to say like dirty instead of being green. So we optimize the money that kilowatt is costing you by shaving some, and we're also making sure to do it at the time of day where the kilowatt are dirty instead of green. So we're having that double effect. So we're winning on both fronts.
Okay, so where else could AI go in this space?
Well, AI is quite fascinating, right? Because we use it in terms of what we call deep learning to give that prediction that I was mentioning, and giving us the ability to optimize the building in real time without any human in the loop. But we're also using it to create what we call a virtual engineer, which is helping the people that are managing the building to basically increase their productivity and save a lot of time lost in trying to find what is the root cause of the malfunctioning of equipment. So we're using it also on the maintenance side, helping everybody and making their day much more productive. And we call this a virtual engineer area.
So basically, it's predicting the problem, solving the problem before it becomes a problem. I do want to ask you about Trane Technologies, because they are based in Ireland. They have now taken on BrainBox in Montreal. What is that relationship going to look like? And what is the sort of AI build out like in Montreal where you are?
Well, it's kind of the perfect wedding. So Trane Technology was already well in advance compared to other company in terms of digitalization of the equipment which are already deployed in the field within all of their customer base. And we're coming with that AI capability and making sure that we could take that data that Trane Technology is harvesting from all the building and creating a lot of value with it. So you put the two together and you get a very, very powerful synergy.
We talked a little bit about what more could be done in HVAC. Is BrainBox going to work outside of that model as well?
Well, we keep moving into developing AI as much as we can in all of the possible direction to create as much value as possible with the data that is available. So the future will tell where we're going to bring this, but I could tell you that the AI lab that we just announced and that's going to be located in Montreal will be really pushing the envelope to make sure that we are going to be defining the future of the HVAC industry.
All right, we have Jean-Simon Venne. He's president, co-founder of BrainBox AI, a Trane Technologies